The date is August 24th, 2025, and exactly 2 years ago, I had what I would say is probably the scariest storm of my life, or at least one of. And that happened on August 24th, 2023. Obviously, 2 years. The crap was happening. You can't see me. Obviously, I'm on my morning walk right now, so I'm gonna be toned down a bit, and the lights might be terrible. Like, look, this one makes me look green. There, now you can see me better. This is gonna be kind of a retrospective of my experience that night and kind of what the current event vibe was, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of like my August 10th video I just did recently. But we had a slight risk at the beginning of the day, I'm pretty sure, and I wasn't too worried. And I think it did get upgraded to an enhanced risk, which it really should have been a moderate risk or something higher, because that storm had like a soul. Okay, it had a wrath, like it was alive. My grandma came over that day because it was the day where she came over formerly. Now it's a different day, but she came over, forget which day it was, and we just had McDonald's fries, watched some Anger Grandma. We used to do that a lot. And my mom got home and she wanted to go to Michael's, so they went to Michael's. They dragged me and the dog along, and me and the dog sat in the Michael's parking lot for a while. And somebody got angry at me in the comments about that. About you shouldn't be in the parking lot when there's a storm coming. Do you think that was my choice? Was I gonna convince them? Hell no. So lay off, dude. This is why I mouth off in my videos a lot. So then, the clouds are starting to look a little bit menacing, and soon enough, my mom and grandma came back. We got home, and it was getting darker and darker and darker, and the lightning kept flashing more. It was catching up with the 2021 storm we had. Grandma had to go home because the storm was coming, But anyways, I sat out there on the porch recording this monster coming in, and I said something about Grand Rapids being tornado warned, and little did I know we would be. And I sat out there recording for like 40 minutes. It got cut down to a 37-minute video, but I was recording out there for like 40 minutes, and finally the wind started picking up, and it was getting bad. The past couple storms we've had, it wasn't like what was about to hit us, but it was getting bad, and I was joking around like, it won't slow down, oh no. And then give it 5 minutes, I went inside, I came back out, I pressed record, and it got really freaking loud. And then I looked down the road we're next to, and there was this, I don't even know why they were out there. There was a girl on a hoverboard with an umbrella, riding it like a sail, and then her friend was running beside her, and then she tripped and smacked her face on the concrete. No kidding. And then I belted really freaking loud. Ah! I think I might have edited that part out, unfortunately. But that's why my mom had wanted me to come in, because she didn't want the cops getting called because of the neighbors, Really, that's it? Then I realized there was stuff flying in the distance. I ain't never seen that before, except for like 10 years earlier. I saw stuff freaking flying. I couldn't see what. It was twigs, it was probably pieces of roofs, I don't know. But stuff started flying in the distance, and the trees were getting squished. And that's when I was like, I'm going the hell in, screw you. I just tapped out. So I was like, F you. And inside the trailer, it sounded like how it does in the winter, but like twice that. Like a deep train, just a constant train. And I was like, that's a tornado. And I was imagining like all the crap that we have going up into the freaking sky. Like, that's the last thing I see. And I was sitting in the bathroom for a little bit that I didn't record, but I was sitting in the bathroom just like this. I was in the bathtub sitting down going like, because ooh, that stressed me out. After a while, I came out into the living room. It said it was going to stop in 45 minutes, mind you. It was like 30 minutes of just pure train noise over us. And after a while, I came out to the living room and I filmed out the window, and you could hear like, ooh, and that was the brand new, newly installed sirens around here. And I was like, that's an Equinox, it's a siren. And my mom was like, no, it's the sound, it's in this room. No. She was thinking it was something wrong with the ceiling fan, but no, it was the sirens coming through that door. And the first glimpse of damage I saw was that big old tree, just all of it gone, except for a little twig, and that's what stands there today as a famous staple in my videos now, I guess. And it was still going for another 15 minutes, and I was sitting out in that room, and I went back to the hallway, and this bird came up towards the back door, because we opened all the doors so the trailer wouldn't just get blown over. And I looked at that door, there was a bird flapping up against the door. It wouldn't leave for like 10 seconds. It was like, let me in, let me in, let me in, let me in. When a bird does that, like, let me into your house during a storm, that's how you know something's really severely wrong. Like something unusual, just freaking. After the storm was about over, Dad came, it was still raining. Dad came in through the door, and he was driving just behind the tornado that was hitting, that hit Weberville, that I did a damage video on recently, within the last 6 months or so. He was driving right east of that, following that, just grazing along it. And he's done this multiple times, but that was one of the worst ones that he's been in. And that was an F3 tornado. And there was a worker around that time too, like 2 years ago that I had. And he was like a quarter mile behind my dad, coincidentally. It was weird when I heard about that, when he told us. But anyways, he just barely missed a tornado, and he survived a tornado, I guess you can say. Oh my God, it's a cat. Sorry about that. So anyways, Dad came through the door, and he talked about all the crap, and he saw there was a telephone pole on fire in this forest right here somewhere. There was a telephone on fire because one of the transformers exploded or something, and that needed to be dealt with, and power was out. Like 500,000 people, no power in our state from this storm. So we told him all about, and he told us all about the crap that he just like survived a tornado, you know, and all the trees were just snapped like toothpicks, like big trees even, just. So that's when I went out to take pictures, and there were leaves scattered all over the road, like fall, but they were green. Twigs, leaves all over the yard, all over the road, bags of crap out in the road. I think I saw a couple people's baseball caps or something. I don't know. Don't know where those ladies on the hoverboards went. Hope that one girl's okay. Smack right on the frickin' concrete, like what I did. That's why my teeth look like this. And I took pictures, and I'm walking by this right now, actually. That one. That's what's left of that tree. There's still the pieces of that tree that were there are like pushed against all over the place up here. There's one hanging, and that was like the biggest damage from around here. That tree was dead anyway, but yeah, we'll just see how much longer this takes to eventually fall. And like I said, my grandma went home, but she couldn't even get in the house. She was like locked in. She was stuck in her car during the storm, and stuff was flying all over her. And there was the cats were even outside, or like one of them or a few of them, I don't know. They're all gone now. They passed on, unfortunately. There was damage at her house too. There was a tree that was kind of diagonal, and it was laying there. It was straight up before, but it was pushed in a weird way. And you go over there, and I keep thinking, like, oh, something looks weird. I keep forgetting the tree's down over there. Every time I go over there, like, something looks bare. But yeah, there's my story. There's my retrospective. This is going to take 2,000 years to edit. But yeah, there you go. Who said that? And that was what I call the August 24th conundrum. Comparing it to last year's August 27th conundrum, which I might make a retrospective on. I don't know. That one's a little too recent. August 27th conundrum was a lot better. I was less freaked out. I kind of knew what was going to happen. It was a big risk that day. We had a gust of 73 here, and that knocked out the power until about 4 o'clock in the morning. I thought I died when that power turned back on, too. I was used to the dark. It was freaky. And I don't know why the August 24th conundrum has so many dang views. I sound like you can hear the autism dripping off me in that video. The August 27th conundrum is a lot better. Go watch that. That was carnage too. But it was just during the day, you know. But yeah, anyways, I gotta end this video because it's gonna take 4,000 years for me to edit. Thank you guys for watching. That's craziness. Let's get to 700 subscribers.